Hey everyone! For this week's mini tutorial, I'm going to go over how to paint a butterfly. You can see here my scene is pretty well blocked in already. The background, like the sky, is already dry, so now is the perfect time to add any final details I want without messing up what I have down already. I'm going to sketch out the basic shape of my butterfly using Charvin's Raw Umber. I'm using a pointed 00 round brush to draw the outline. The paint has been thinned very slightly using walnut oil alkyd. I'm going to go ahead and rough in the segments of the wings as well. I'm basing this design off a monarch butterfly. Using titanium white, I'm going to add some white spots along the outer rim of the wings. Next, I'm going to paint in the base pigment using Charvin's French Yellow Orange. I love this color because it's very transparent on its own, which is great for glazing. I'm going to have to redefine some of my lines as I block the color in. To give the French Yellow Orange more punch, you can mix titanium white, or in this case, I'm going to use Purple Madder Lake, which is a wonderful, brilliant, cool red, similar to alizarin crimson. You can see it here right at the base of the wing. To get the sharp edges, I'm using walnut alkyd to thin the paint, but only very slightly. If you use too much, you'll notice that the pigment will not adhere to the surface and may start to bead up. I've added just a touch of titanium white to the French orange to give it a little more body. I'm going to reintroduce the Purple Madder Lake again around some of the edges. Both of these pigments are very transparent. I actually used the French Yellow Orange as a glaze by itself to help warm up the figure in the piece. The red really helps the butterfly pop against the cool tones in the background. It also mixes with the umber I put down earlier to give the darker edges of the wing a little more dimension. I'm going to thin my paint again using walnut oil and dab in my white highlights. I can also add white to the butterfly wings to brighten them up. There's just a tiny amount of French orange on the brush, but the white is mostly mixing with the pigments I put down earlier, giving it that golden glow. I tend to work transparent to opaque as I build my layers, which is why I have a lot of translucent colors in my palette. I'll be doing a more in-depth tutorial going over this painting process as a whole later next week for the Starlight tier. I painted it using a graphite underpainting instead of my usual raw umber underpainting, which was very interesting, but I did enjoy the process. Anyway, as always, I love hearing your ideas and suggestions for new tutorials. I have all of your suggestions so far saved to a spreadsheet on my computer, so don't be discouraged if I haven't covered it yet.